Hey, what's up y'all? Nick from Velox Training Group, and today I want to talk to you guys about red dots and magnifiers. I get questions about these quite often, and I wanted to show you guys how I go about setting these things up with the type of mounts, and more specifically how I set up the diopter to make it work for me. So first thing is first, the type of mounts that I like for these things is going to be the Unity fast mounts. Why do I like the Unity fast mount? Well, the Unity fast mount for the magnifier folds straight down, right? A lot of the magnifier mounts on the market push the magnifier off to the side, which might seem okay, but when I'm doing things like transitions and I dump the rifle with the magnifier out to the side, a lot of the times it kicks the magnifier back in because it'll bump kit or something, and then I bring the gun back up and now I have 3x in my face when I don't want that. So the fast magnifier is pretty awesome. Another downfall to some of the ones that flip to the side is they usually flip to the side and the ejection port is right here, so all of your lube and carbon and all that crap is going to get on the front of the magnifier lens, and it gets super dirty really quickly. So the fast mount is pretty awesome. The dot that I have in front of this is a Leupold LCO. Cool thing about the LCO is it's a 1 MOA dot, super crisp. Battery life is awesome, so leave it on all the time. Nice big window. So what I like to tell people is it's basically like an EOTech and an Aimpoint had a baby, right? That's the LCO. Nice big window, great battery life, and it's awesome to stick in front of the magnifier. The magnifier that I'm running is an Aimpoint 3X-C. All right, so what I do to go about setting these things up is place it on the rail directly in back of the red dot, basically like I have here. And one thing to remember about magnifiers, it is not like an LPVO, right? The eye relief on the LPVO is going to be way better than the eye relief on any magnifier on the market, right? So this is going to have to be a little bit of a compromise, okay? So this is about as far back as I can get this magnifier because of this mount, right? If I moved it further back to get a little bit better eye relief on this thing would impede the charging handle. So it's going to have to be a bit of a compromise where you put this magnifier. So where it is now, I just move my head a little bit further forward to catch the dot. It's not a huge deal. As far as setting up the diopter, kind of dirt simple, what I do is cheek the gun and then move the diopter out until both the picture and the dot look nice and crisp. Once I get it to where I want it, I'll either mark it with a paint pen, or like this, I'd throw some electrical tape around there so it never moves ever again. But one thing that you're gonna have to keep in mind is everyone's diopter is gonna have to be in a different spot because everyone's eyeballs are different. So just play with this diopter, move it in and out. When the picture looks crisp and the dot looks crisp to you, that's where you need to set it. Make sure you throw a paint pen, mark across there, or tape it off so it doesn't move. Another important thing to remember about magnifiers is a magnifier is not a scope, obviously, right? This is a Vortex 1 to 10. This 1 to 10 is super capable of shooting out to 600 to 700 yards, especially on this particular setup. Magnifiers are there to help you see better at intermediate ranges, right? 100 yards, even 75 yards, right? When people think of 75 yards, a lot of people don't think that they need magnification, but not every target is going to be fresh painted white steel like we've got out here out in the open, right? Some targets may be small, some targets may be darker, harder to see. Some targets may be off in a tree line, which is harder to see. A magnifier really helps with that. Could you possibly shoot out to 300-400 yards with this setup? Sure, but it's not ideal, right? So this is not the setup. If you're shooting 300 to 400 yards, a lot of the time, this setup right here is not for you. If you're shooting 300 yards sometimes and inside of 100 yards the majority of the time, this setup for you is perfect. All right guys, that's what I've got on red dots and magnifiers. If you guys have any more questions, you're welcome to shoot me a comment in the comment box. You can find me on Instagram, SpartanNC. My website is www.veloxtraininggroup.com. You can get on there and figure out when upcoming classes and all that stuff are, where I'm going to be throughout the year. And yeah, Nick from Velox Training Group.